Wow! Check out that funky sculpture sitting on the rocks over there.
Oh, guess we'll go check it out with some long jumps. Welcome back to Jak and Daxter Precursor Legacy. I'm just gonna call it Jak and Daxter 1 or whatever.
Just Jak and Daxter, because, like, save for the Lost Frontier, this is the only other game that actually uses that title.
I hope they weren't as
that is true. This guy is Michael Gollum. He voices the Oracle in this game and the second game and nothing else really. More of a sound engineer.
You know, minus the sound engineer.
You know, with a voice like that, you'd swear you also done Dr.
Yeah. You know, minus the whole sound engineer thing, it's not kind of not like Chris Murphy with Murray.
Yeah. He is different in that he will give us power cells if we have 180 power precursor orbs.
Yeah, he's kind of a tight one.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, also do not go into the water.
Yeah, the shark.
Yeah.
Although you can swim, yeah, the lurker sharks. That will gulp you up in one hit.
Yep, they're about as creepy as the freaking boss bass from the Mario games.
Anyway.
Then again, none of them compare to the.
Right. You found all the scout
feel like I
flies in
heard
this
it.
area.
Anyway, that was it. We just got all the scout flies. Back to you, James.
Yay! But yeah, even though the lurker shark and the boss bass may be scary, they're not nearly as scary as Big Bertha in the Mario movie.
She actually was very scary.
Dance with me.
I was worried.
I'll hit you all you lack.
Okay. Anywhozer. So we're actually going to be going over to what people consider to be the area 1 of this game, Sentinel Beach, on this side of the village, and unfortunately we're not going to be able to do everything yet until I take care of some stuff in the jungle. But again, the plan is that similar to how in Mario 64 you needed like eight power stars to go to the basement, and then I think 32 to go to the second floor and stuff like that.
So, roughly, yeah.
So something like that. The idea is that what I'm going to be doing is that whenever I gain enough power cells,
ow, my head.
Whenever I earn enough power cells to progress to the next area, I'm going to immediately.
Actually, if I'm not mistaken, once you actually get the power up, or like get the certain mechanism activated in the jungle, you can actually reach up to where the cannons are firing and actually take control of it yourself, assuming you didn't already blow these up beforehand.
Yep, but so I might as well just do this for now. I'll have fun with the cannon later. What was it? Yeah, the idea is that the minute I have enough power cells to proceed to the next area, I'm going to just take that. I'm just going to go right for it. Not going to even bother. A power cell!
Oh,
hey!
Just got eaten.
That pelican just snagged a
Damn
power
it!
cell.
Damn it, Launchpad!
Kicks a big bird.
Stupid pelican. Yeah, what kind of bird is Launchpad supposed? No, Launchpad's supposed to be.
yeah, he is.
No, he's a pelican.
It's a duck world. In Duckburg. There's a song in there somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I just assumed he was
A pelican and duckbird. Who'da thunk?
really. I just assumed he was a duck with a magnificent chin.
It does sound like it has a magnificent chin.
Considering how big his chin is, like I honestly just can't see him as anything other than a pelican. I mean, to be fair, he also does fly a plane, and well, what are pelicans usually advertised as?
Well, is the radioactivity affecting your
was
wolf
he the
life?
guy who was the co-pilot? Was he the co-pilot for Louie in? Was he the co-pilot for Baloo in
Tailspin? No, you're thinking. To be fair, Launchpad wouldn't be out of place in that show, but no. Baloo's sidekick in that was a kid named Cloud Kicker.
Yeah, the little bear.
How did Louie factor into that? How did Louie factor into that?
I think he owned a juice.
Louie was the owner. Yeah, he did.
Okay. Anyway, these are the things that Samus want us to unblock, so let's do that. Also, as you notice, yep, those vents have Greeneco, which will automatically heal us for full health.
Don't get used to those. They're actually these vents are actually pretty rare to find.
I think these are the only ones in the game.
Isn't
But
it?
no need to fear. Usually we'll find, most enemies drop health, and you'll sometimes find green health clusters that respawn.
Yeah, unless for those rare times you really need them.
Then they always manage to not be away.
Also, pay no mind to the fact that Logan's kind of cheating the system here.
Also, pay no effect to the
It's called awesome platforming. Here, I'll show you which.
Also, pay no matter to the floating television behind you.
Oh no, that's our little communicator thing. Fine, we'll do it. I'll show you how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to. It's a neat actually feature. If you hit X right after you punch, you'll kind of do a punch up in the air.
Pretty nifty, and I think it's carried over to all 3 games.
Yep, I will give it that. I'll give the games that. Is that although how much Jak 2 and Jak 3 changed, they did keep those like the things that made this platforming game still fun.
Oh yeah, they kept the fundamentals. They just added on to them, which is how a sequel should always be.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, at the top of the cathedral.
Well.
But would you believe that Jak is also the kind of franchise where in later games they give him a fucking gun?
And it worked. Take note, Sonic.
To be fair, it kind of worked with Shadow 2, it's just that not in the way it should have.
Well, it worked from a gameplay standpoint.
Yeah,
it just
then they made it a racing game.
I was about to say, it worked from a gameplay standpoint, but that's about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and Daxter's that kind of childish prick that likes to scare the seagulls.
Okay, that's something I definitely remember.
And enjoy it.
That's something I definitely remember when I saw my dad play it years ago. Like, one of the first things he would do was try to scare the seagulls.
And apparently if you scare them all 3 times, they fly up to the canyon and cause an avalanche.
Wow.
You mean an earthquake?
No, that's an avalanche.
Jeez! And a power cell falls down with it. So you're rewarded for scaring birds.
How do you have an avalanche when there's no snow?
Well, avalanches...
Landslide?
Yeah, landslides.
Landslide would make more sense.
Alright, landslide then, Daxter. You got it wrong, you dummy. Ow.
To be fair, Daxter isn't exactly the brightest tool in the shed.
Yeah.
I will say that fortunately this game has pretty much a Crash Bandicoot method, is that most enemies will die in one hit.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Fine, I'll wait patiently like a good boy. Let's go.
Oh, you're a good boy.
My speedrunning instincts must tell me to go. I'm not a good speedrunner, actually, the more I'm talking about this. Here we go. That's what you're supposed to do. I just kind of broke it for a moment.
Yeah, like, honestly, I never even knew that was a thing. You could,
Oh!
you could literally ground pound on the ground and somehow gain altitude doing that. I never figured out how you're supposed to do that.
Kind of reminds me of the bounce
I think you're
bracelet.
supposed to jump at the last second. You're supposed to jump right when you hit the ground after the face ground pound thingy.
So it was either like an official strategy, or literally was just something that they never properly bug fixed.
I bet you they'd tell me. Oh yeah, there are those capped off vents that we need to check out the jungle for later. And to answer your question, James, I feel like it's the kind of thing where if you asked them, they would tell you. Oh, we meant to. Totally.
Yeah, kind of like how Donkey Kong Country always had those rolling jumps.
The rolling jumps weren't actually. I could never beat some of those stages without a rolling jump.
Well, here's the thing. Like in the first game, that was purely accidental. But then they realized how beneficial it was, and they actually called it like an actual strategy in later games.
Right,
Especially Returns.
I was gonna say, yeah, in Returns, it's like some levels are practically built around that.
No, for Returns it was obviously intentional, but for like the very first Donkey Kong Country, no, that was purely an exploit.
Okay.
Which makes me wonder how...
Hang on. Get close. Nice.
Just a little further.
Lock up the cursor.
Push the egg off the cliff.
Alright, hang on, we gotta push this.
Right, then.
Push the egg off.
Push the egg.
Full.
Okay, that one should have...
This'll do.
Egg sitters of the
Good
year.
job. Now meet me down here by the
Alright,
egg.
let's see if it's alright.
Well, there was a giant crack on the side.
Oh,
What do you think?
my. I hope the poor dear's okay. Here's a power cell for your valor.
Yay! Whoa!
Aw, it's adorable.
He's gonna eat it, isn't he?
Oh, the first thing it saw was Daxter.
Oh no!
It thinks it's its mama.
Look, isn't that cute? It thinks you're its mama.
Ah, I'm not your mom. You see any feathers here?
Oh, love at first sight.
Also, apparently Jak is voiced by a guy named Aaron Lord.
In this game?
Aaron Lore. Can't say I've heard of him.
He is a Los Angeles native and UCLA theater graduate. Aaron became a recognizable player at the Disney Studios stable. He was a guy. He played a character in Newsies and the Mighty Ducks series.
Oh, the animated series?
I never watched Mighty Ducks. Is it any good? No, the live action movies.
Those I really couldn't care less.
Played a guy named Dean Portman. What else was he? The voice actor of Jack in this game was the voice of Max from the Goofy movie whenever he was singing.
Huh.
Oh, interesting.
So this is the guy who sings After Today.
Nice.
I don't know why, but I always figured that
Interesting.
Jason Martzin would be a decent enough singer to sing it himself. But oh well.
Oh god, I just had this funny visual, like you came in there with the blue eco, like it literally zapped on his beard and it's like all stranded out. Or excuse me, his mustache.
So I'm giving him the 90 orbs to get me some. Oh, and apparently Aaron Moore. It doesn't give me any like actual like credited voices. Just he was some background voices. He was in Cartoon All Stars to the Rescue.
Ah,
I imagine he was probably
voiced,
the kid.
He probably voiced some of the lamer kids.
Yeah, he probably voiced the main guy.
So you want to make
To
a
be,
contribution?
it just says additional voices, so maybe
A
just
sizable
freaking
one, I hope.
Cartoon All Stars to the Rescue could have been so great until politics got involved.
It's a sizable
Yeah.
contribution. I just hope this power cell adequately represents
Give
my
me the
gratitude.
goods. Thank you. So we're doing pretty good. I think we only need like 18 or 20 orbs, I think, maybe. I forget.
Well, you're
Anywho,
definitely on the right track.
Yep, now it's
So-
off to the Forbidden Jungle.
Oh boy. By the way, are you ever gonna fix his tech?
I'm gonna. I do plan on it because in order to get the blue eco switches open throughout the whole world, I do need to solve that part.
All right. And are you ever gonna find the guy's muse?
Yes,
Snake.
I will also find the guy's news.
Ow.
So I will spoil it right now. I think I'm actually able to leave this first hub area without ever even visiting Misty Island. But I eventually do come back when I realize I don't have enough power. Like, there's gonna be a point. I think honestly, James, I may get all the way to the end of the game before I realize, crap, I actually gotta start
Actually-
backtracking.
Oh
What?
no.
See what's down here.
Real quick, did you just...
Down here, it's
Hi.
the fisherman.
It's not just a fisherman, it's
Nothing to
a
talk about.
Batman fisherman.
Them monsters patrolling the ocean took a bite out of me fishing rig. And now they're gobbling up me catch.
Who also peeks the mic.
Yep.
Can't seem to catch a single fish
Basically,
in this river.
hi, this is Kevin Conroy.
Oh, I know. I was trying to get a good listen of him.
You think you can do better? Try scooping up river fish with a tiny net. I'll give you a power cell. If you can
Wonder how much they had to
200 pounds of them
pay just for him to get on the
and
game.
then I'll let you and Shrimp here
Wonder.
use my speedboat to get to
I
Misty
never would
Island.
think that Batman would sound like this.
Yeah, it's like I
Irish
gotta give him
fisherman
I
pirate.
gotta give him credit. It's
There are
probably
two
one of
types
the
of
most
good fish
diverse
to
roles
catch.
he's done so far.
1
And that it's not
pound
just him
fishies
recycling his Batman
and
voice.
5 pound fishies. If you miss 20 pounds of good fish,
Oh
then
yeah,
I'm
this
gonna take me net back from
Alright,
you.
fine.
There are poisonous
fishies.
eels in this river.
fishies.
Catch
And
even a one of them buggers,
Actually,
And
and
the
they'll poison the
Joker.
whole darn
Act-
catch.
the Joker.
And the Joker.
Actually, I swear, there's actually some parts of it that almost sound more like Earl Bone than Kevin Conroy.
Maybe. So the minigame is simple. Crap.
Uh-oh.
I say that the minute I lose one. So it's simple enough. You need to try and catch
Here comes a big one.
200 pounds of fish. Do not catch a single purple eel, otherwise you're done.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And,
it takes the whole thing.
And you don't want to lose more than 20 pounds worth of fish, otherwise you have to restart.
Unfortunately, it should be said, this thing's a little hard to control.
Don't miss one like that.
It looks
Yeah,
so
because it's very finicky of where the net. Fortunately, if you nick a fish in the side with your net, it still counts as being caught.
Yeah, so there's some leniency, thankfully. It's
Yeah,
just
like
that
there.
this thing's very stiff.
Yeah.
So what's the total we have to get to again?
Just be careful. 200. So we're almost there. We just
And
have
is
to.
it like...
Oh, I'm already almost halfway done with it. Oh, crap.
Is it like
Uh-oh.
an instance where it'll stop as soon as you get to 200, or is there an actual timer?
Yes. Oh no, I don't think there's a timer, but it'll stop the second I break over 200.
Yeesh. You know, when you stop and think about it, with all these eels being in the water anyway, won't that taint? Doesn't that already taint the fish?
Right, like that's tainting the water as it is. I mean, oh gosh, here we go.
Yeah, it's like,
Getting faster.
not only that, it's
I remember
'cause
having
it's
a lot of
pattern
trouble with this
kind of
as a
tricky
kid.
into accidentally getting one of the eels.
You did it! You caught 200 pounds of fish. Not bad for a couple of landlubbers.
Thank you.
Here's the power cell I promised.
Thank you.
And you can use my boat at the village.
Not gonna lie, I kind of wish.
Which makes me realize they use that boat. I was gonna say real quick. They just remind me that boat is the same boat that we used in the beginning of the game. So we. Yes.
We
stole his boat.
we hijacked his boat, and honestly, that laugh he's got there is like, Jesus Christ, man, lighten up a
Be a
little.
villain.
Yeah.
Hey, seriously.
That being said,
But yeah.
yeah. That being
So-
said, I kind of wish more voice
so
directors.
anyway,
Oh, you finish.
No, I was gonna say, so yeah, for those who want to know what Batman would sound like if he ever got corrupted by the Joker, that would be it.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wish more voice directors would give Kevin roles like this, just to show that the dude can actually do more than one kind of voice.
It's the problem when you start being typecast.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't even say typecast, because honestly, outside of this, I can only think of one other character aside from Batman he's ever been throughout his entire career, and even then, that other character is technically a Batman villain. He was Hush in the Arkham games.
Huh. I know that.
What is it? Well, I guess then that kind of does make sense considering what he does in Arkham City.
Yeah. So, I think we were talking about the fishery, we were talking about how we got it. Yeah, so now we can use that. Now we've unlocked the access to Misty Island, which I would say is definitely like that is the last area you should go to in this area. It's the most difficult.
Which makes sense. Which makes sense considering the fact that Samos made such a big deal. Like you two idiots should never gone there in the first place. And now look at you.
Yeah, but again, spoilers. I'm not actually going to be going there for a long while. For now, we're going to be using Blue Eco to patch up this bridge. More or less.
Doesn't really look like a good patch job.
It's a kick-started bridge. Give it some.
Devil damn it.
We need to get to the top of
Kickstarted.
that tower.
So,
Was Kickstarter
anywho,
even a thing back
then we're
then?
going to be entering.
Oh no, this Kickstarter wasn't a thing till like it wasn't been a thing for like what 5-6 years.
Back then, Kickstarter games were. Oh, I also work a part-time job at Taco Bell while I'm making my game.
Pretty much.
Now you don't have to worry about making your own money. You can have other people give money to you. But we apologize. Had time to be very good. Thank you.
And Shovel Knight, because that was also
and Shovel Knight, and Half Genie Hero,
Bendy-
and Half Genie Hero.
Wasn't Bendy the machine Kickstarter at one point?
Was it?
We'll have to ask Jordan, because
It
she...
might have been either that, or it could have. It might have been either been that or Indiegogo.
I know it started off on. Oh jeez. I know
Oh,
it started
Lordy.
off on. Yeah, you gotta like wait for it to stop because your momentum still carries while you're going around. And we've made it to the top of where we're. Whenever we see the giant rings, we're just below those giant rings. But time to go into the temple. Now, in this game, in Jak 2 and Jak 3, I love this like motif of like copper or like ore like being the precursor technology.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Especially in Jak 2 when you get to that part with the in Jak 2 when you get to that
Yeah,
part
so
with
we
the
got a
precursor,
precursor
just felt.
launcher here, but you aren't powered
we
up
need
with the
Blue
blue
Eco,
stuff.
yes.
So it ain't gonna
Thank
Are
you.
we ever going to do anything
I'll
about
say
those
I
spiky
did like
tentacles?
in Jak 2 when you go to that.
Are we ever going to do anything about those spiky tentacles?
Yes, we will actually. But right now, don't try and attack them. You're gonna just hurt yourself.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
You're a fool and embarrass your mother, and it's not a fun picture for anyone.
Yeah, it's all part of a source, which we'll literally beat the shit out of later.
Now I'm so sorry. I don't know why. I don't know where that came from, and B, now I have the image of like you touch one of the things, ouch, and somewhere your mother's just shaking her head in shame, like it was so clearly an obstacle, but he touched
Now,
it
son.
anyway.
Now, son, don't touch that cactus.
Thought I
Wow,
raised
did you see that? Blue eco-vents
thought I
have been
raised him
activated
right.
all over the world.
Anyway, so with that said,
Knew
that
there
was the
a way to
switch.
turn them on.
Woo!
There
This
must be places
it's
to turn on the
it's
other
the equivalent of
eco-vents
the
as
blue
well.
cap switch, or this game is Mario 64.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't obvious enough from all the collectibles we've been getting.
I forgot. I almost miss a time when these 3D mascot platformers were a thing, and now again, speaking of the devil, Hat in Time just released on the day we're recording this.
Yep.
Among other games.
And so far, it's looking to be rather. Yeah, so far it's definitely got the makings of a champion.
Yep. So yeah, those launch pads are you just land on them with the blue eco, and you can jump super high. And,
Hello, mama.
my.
Actually, when you kind of think about it,
So that's
yeah, that's a plan. Actually, it's funny you mention that because it seems like this year so far is like the rise of the platformer because a lot of platforming games have been coming out this year.
Yeah, I mean, Ukulele, Bubsy's coming out in about a couple of weeks, Mario Odyssey.
Crash Insane, and Time.
Beat me, Jackie!
And I mean, I like it. I'm enjoying this. I'm a fan. I'm a guy who likes his platforms.
Me too.
Same here. Honestly, makes up for the drought we had back in 2016.
Gosh, Odyssey is just gonna be the freaking icing on the cake.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
Odyssey is the cake. All the other.
I'm so worried. It looks
It's
so.
like Odyssey is the cake. All the other games are just the ice cream on the side.
Ouch. Wait, backing up. Backing
Easy
up.
does it there, man. You're not. Easy does it, man. You're no freaking 5-hit wonder. You only got 3 to your name, and he's done.
So, that. Oh, and a fun little thing I like doing, and you actually have to do if you want to get 100% in this game. I don't know how they expect you to do it. Die.
Dope.
He spits out precursor orbs.
Breathe, darn you!
There we go. I think he only spits up 4.
Well, that's the last time he eats.
Nice.
And that's that.
Nope. He's gonna do it again anyway. Tell him not to. He's gonna do it anyway.
Yeah!
90. So, there's the precursor temple explored. In the next part, we're going to hopefully solve that power problem, and then I guess actually just continue on to the next area, I'd say, because we're pretty darn close to having enough power cells for that. So, join us in the next part.
Till next time, everybody.
Bye.